Full-time RV living, there's a secret that makes the whole lifestyle worthwhile. It doesn't have to do with saving rent, and doesn't necessarily have to do with traveling around to different places, although that can be part of it. So the real benefit of the full-time lifestyle really is breaking pattern. It's breaking pattern from your normal life, normal routines, and when you do that, you start to see life from a totally different angle. And this allows you to see some of the manipulations that basically go on within society, within different cultural things, within friendships, within families. Everybody's got like a different angle on how you should live. And when you break pattern and you step outside all that, it's much easier to see all that than if you're living directly in it. So I've been full-time for over 3 years now. And I have to say, I have the most fun when my wheels are turning, not when I'm stationary. Stationary has its benefits in terms of being in one place and, meeting the same group of people over and over again. Either way, I feel like the solitude and the silence really help reconnect me with nature. When I'm able to travel different places, I'm actually out in nature a lot more. Even when I'm stationary, I hear the weather a lot more. I feel the weather a lot more. I'm out in the weather a lot more. I'm more connected to nature. And there's a lot more solitude, a lot more chance for me to decompress or disconnect from all the mayhem of modern society. That's the biggest benefit of going full time, is not being so plugged into the regular modes of society. And in that sense, you're able to start to break pattern and make your own way. Make your own way in ways you wouldn't before. Because that disconnection allows you to see life in a different way. And once you start to see it in a different way, you just start to see how the news is manipulated, or you start to go down rabbit holes that you didn't before because you're not doing the usual stuff. And when you do that, you start to think about how to live more creatively, how to live with more intention, and not just plug into a system and go, okay, if I had all this time available to me, what would I do? What would I do with that time? What would it really mean to me? Instead of working a job, what does it really mean to create? Like create videos, or create pottery, or dance, or learn any number of skills. At the end of the day, it really is a way to really reconnect both with nature, with silence, and with solitude. And I know a lot of people think that solitude is, there's some benefits to it, but on the whole is seen as negative. Like when you're alone, that aloneness, when you're separate from people, is seen as bad. It's seen as a weakness. But I find that if you actually delve into it, you actually delve into the silence, there's a strength from that silence. There's a strength from that aloneness. And it's not necessarily about like doing everything alone, doing everything yourself. It's not about that. It's about finding that depth within yourself that knows that for whatever reason, you have the ability to adapt to any number of things that come at you. That yes, you want to be around certain people. You want to have that interaction of community. But when you really spend some time alone and you know the depths of yourself, you know that that's by choice. You don't have to do it. You want to. You feel better for it, but you're not forced into it. You're not like, oh, I need that or else there's death for me. And some people relate that, like in the tribes of the past, they say, oh, if you were ostracized from the tribe, that was it. You died. It's such an extreme notion that solitude itself, or being alone, is a form of death, or a weakness, or that you will die early, or nobody wants to die alone. Well, guess what? We all die alone. When you die alone. And yet you're not dying alone, because at that point you're also become one again with everything, or so some people say. With full-time RV living, whether you're stationary or just traveling about, you do get a lot more time for solitude. You do get a lot more time for silence, and I feel like there's a bit more to breaking pattern and actually living an intentional life. And so I encourage you, if you're thinking about it, to actually do it however you can, borrowing a camper for a while, and go for a walk. Try to go for a month. Try to go for 3 months. However long you can do it. Borrow a camper, whatever is necessary. Convert your car. It doesn't matter. go out there and do it for a bit and see what can transpire in terms of breaking pattern from normal routines, so you can actually make choices that aren't just like built on, oh, okay, I've always done it this way. Obviously, that's all taken with a grain of salt. It's entertainment purposes only. Don't really do it because it's too dangerous. You want to stay the safe route, not do that. You'll be much better off. If by chance you did, I think you'll find that it opens up things in a lot of different ways. And then you can always plug back into the normal routines, normal lifestyle, especially if you only go for a little while. But that little sabbatical, that break that you take and see life from a different angle, I think it revitalizes. Like it's sharpening the saw. It's learning to be creative again. It's remembering why you want to do things. It's not that you have to, it's that you get to. And when you reignite that passion or reignite that part of yourself, there's a lot that can happen to just really make your life accelerate to the next level, because you took a break, because you took time away and you broke pattern and started to see life from a totally different angle and just reconnect with purpose. At the end of the day, it's reconnecting with purpose by going into solitude, by going into silence, by reconnecting with nature, and really just having a chance to breathe. Because we are so hell-bent on doing things. There is a time for that, and definitely there is a need to do. But at the same time, being in silence, being in solitude, being in nature, and just allowing yourself the chance to just be does a lot for reconnecting with purpose, reconnecting with passion, and becoming even more alive than before. And that's the secret behind full-time RV living. It allows you to do that in a lot of different ways that you couldn't when you're just plugged into your regular life. So, if you found this video helpful, be sure to give it a like. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you next time.